Hi guys, welcome back. A few videos ago I mentioned that I was actually planning on a 3-day backpacking trip with Ravi, but that did not happen because of what happened to Mecx. And I was at the point of unpacking my backpack again, and I thought, well, why not make a video about my total gear loadout that I should have taken with me on those 3 days of solo backpacking, partially wild camping, partially camping on campsites. And then I thought, well, the most common question that I got asked is, what gear do you bring when you are solo backpacking with your dog? So while I'm unpacking everything, I am going to take you along in the whole pack, through the whole pack, to see whatever we are going to bring. Little disclaimer, this means that this is gear that works for us. It doesn't mean that it works for you as well. So always be aware of your personal needs, the terrain that you are hiking in, the kind of hike that you are doing, the needs of your dog. So what kind of gear does he or she need? So those are all things that are important to keep in mind, but this is what works for us, and it might give you some ideas of things that you can carry along. So let's start with the pack itself and the outside of it. My pack is by Mecx. It is the 60-liter backpack, and I totally customize it in regards to colors. They also customize it to your torso length, your hip belt size. So everything is customizable on this pack, so that is really nice. I absolutely love the products by Mecx. And things I have on the outside of my pack. I have some decoration on it, but I will not go through that one. I will go to all the stuff that is in the pack. Here on the outside, I have a bowl for Ravi. We can use it out on the trail, both for water and for his lunch. I will have a little towel for Ravi, mostly for his paws, for when we are stopping at a restaurant or something, or before he has to go into the tent and he has really muddy paws, that I can clean it off with this. This is just a small one by Pack Towel. On this side, I have hand sanitizer. This decoration might be important because it seems like it only says Sandra and Ravi, but on the inside it has the details of my mom for in case of an emergency. So whenever something's happening, those details are in here. On this side, I also carry my cooler cloth, my personalized cooler cloth, which I absolutely love. In this little bag, I made this bag myself, and it holds the struts of my tent. My tent is inside of the pack, and I decided to take the struts out because when I leave them in, my tent does not go on the inside of the pack. The pack size of the tent will be too big then. Come on. And therefore I decided to take them out, so my tent will fit in my pack, and I have the struts here on the outside, if they are willing to cooperate. Here comes one. Those are just the struts that go in my tent to keep it up. What I also have here in this side pocket is my knock 2-liter water bladder. I use this mainly at camp because when we are staying at campsites, what I always do when we arrive, I fill up my water for the following day, and then I fill up on this one. So I have 2 liters of water available at the campsite for cooking, for Ravi, for washing up, stuff like that, because I always prefer a spot on the outside of the campings. And that usually means that I have to walk quite a bit to the nearest water tap. So therefore I always fill this one up. And what's left in the morning, that can easily go into nature, because it's just clear water. And on this side I also have my water filter. I have the Cat Be Free. Earlier this year you saw me making a video about the pure clear water filter, and that still is the filter of my preference because it also filters out viruses. But it turned out after the second use that something was wrong with the filter, and I got my money back on that one because there wasn't a replacement available at that time. So therefore I got back to my Cat Be Free. So that's on this side. Let's go to the other side pocket. I have Ravi's beef sticks here. I have 4 panels of the Nemo switchback. I use this as my sit pad during the day, and in the evening it goes underneath Ravi's sleeping mat, so he has a little bit of extra warmth underneath him. And here I also have this little kit. Oh, put this back down. Hey Ravi. That I use to stake out Ravi when we are at the campsite, so he has a little bit of space to roam around. I have one of those plastic tent stakes and a 5-meter lightweight leash. so that I do not have to hold his leash all the time and he can roam around a little bit also while I set up the tent and everything, so we do not bother each other by being in each other's places and walking in front of each other's feet. So I always like to have that one with me. And that is actually everything that is here in the side pockets. Let's go here to the front. No, it's not. There are also some shoulder straps and hip belt pockets that I forgot. On this shoulder strap, I do carry my Zolio satellite communicator. I have this little pouch here that I made myself, in which I am carrying my tripod with my action cam, but I'm obviously filming on that one right now, so now it is empty. Little elastic cord to wrap over the camera so it doesn't fall out. On this side I have my water bottle holder by Chicken Tramper Ultralight Gear. It holds all my bottles. Usually in here I will carry my electrolytes, and you might have noticed that there are no water bottles in the side pockets of my backpack. But I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago that I made a video where I introduced my new fanny pack, the Cotopaxi Lagos, and that will hold my water. So therefore no water bottles in the side pockets. But this one is always for my electrolytes. On the hip belt here I have a treat bag for Ravi, also made it by myself. A carabiner to which I clip Ravi during the day so I can use my trekking poles while hiking. My trekking poles, by the way, are in the car, but they are the Zippered ones. I have poopy bags here in a bag that I also made myself. And my pack has 2 hip belt pockets as well. I believe they are by Superior Wilderness Designs. In one of them I carry my extra stuff for my filming. I have that in a 1 liter dry bag. Ooh, the sun is coming through the trees, I see. Let's move you around a bit. And in here I carry a box with my spare SD cards and a spare set of screen protectors, because not that long ago my camera dropped throughout the day and my screen protectors were completely broken. So therefore since then I carry a extra set. Means that they do their work well because the lenses were not broken at all. I've got a little lens cloth that I use to clean out my phone or camera when needed. I've got this one from Lapland, so yeah, it has an emotional value as well. I have a very little power bank in here, just a 5000 milliamp hour, and a USB-C cable, so if needed I can charge my camera throughout the day. And I have this little bag in here with extra batteries. It's by Hiltopax and it's really nice because it has a red side and the green side, and it has a divider on the inside. So when the batteries are fully loaded, I have 2 extra batteries in their case. They go on the green side, and when they need to be charged, they go in the red side. So whenever I am able to charge them up, I know which one needs some charging and which ones are still fine. And on the other hip belt pocket, I carry some things that I use throughout the day, like sunscreen. My headlamp is in here. Foot glide I have in here. I have my anti-chafing sunscreen I will put in here when needed. Bug repellent. Here is anti-itch cream for when I am being stung by mosquitoes. So those are things that I might need throughout the day that are in this hip belt pocket. My snacks I keep in my fanny pack as well. So now I'm actually through everything that is on the outside. Let's move inside of the pack. So here in the mesh pocket I carry the following. I have this little bag in here which has the Flextail tiny repel in there. I'm currently in a testing phase for this product, not being sponsored, paid it myself. I have my tent stakes. This tent stake bag is one that I made myself as well. And it holds my stakes, which are the ad stakes. You saw me making a video about those stakes not that long ago. Also about the little helpers that I use. They are at the bottom of this little bag. I carry my first aid kit. It's a really small one, but I think it includes everything that we need. It includes a Neosporin. It includes my allergy tablet, ibuprofen, bandages, plaster tape, plasters, safety pins, tweezers. So yeah, practically everything is there for the common little things that will happen during the day or can happen during the day. I have a little leash here for Ravi. I always use that when we stop at a terrace or something, and that his flexi leash is not very handy. And I have a collar that I let him wear during the night, so that if needed I have something to clip on straight away to get out of the tent with him. I have my Sea to Summit bug net. And I have Ravi's little zipper pouch by Mecx. And they're all little things in here. I made a video about this one a while ago. I will link it down in the info box below. With everything I carry for Ravi for first aid, treating little wounds by him, paw balm, everything. Stuff like that actually. So check out that video if you're interested to see what is in here. I carry my doormat for my tent. It's custom printed by Mecx. It has one of my favorite hiking photos on that, together with the quote, "It doesn't matter where you're going, it's who you have beside you," by Unknown. So I use Mexi. I use this. She's definitely doing better, as you can see. I use this in front of my doormat to put on my dirty shoes to sit on whenever I'm putting my stuff inside the tent. So that's really nice as well, so you don't have to sit on the wet ground, so your knees will stay a little bit dry. So that really comes in handy, takes up no space, weighs nothing, so really good to have. And at the bottom is our rain gear. I have rolled Ravi's rain jacket in here. Mine is by Jack Wolfskin. It's the model Ellsberg. And it has pit zips, so yeah, it's really nice, lightweight. And for Ravi, I got this one recently at Zoo Plus. It also has the legs attached to it, so I used to carry one that only covers Ravi's belly, but then it ended up, when it was super rainy and very muddy, that my tent was a complete disaster by the evening because of him being so dirty. So I decided to go with this one with the legs. So that's everything that is on the outside of my backpack. So the pack has a roll top closure, so that's always nice that you have a little bit room to play with. You don't lay it down, so I can easily take the things out of it. And the first thing I see in my backpack is my tent. In this case, it is the Top Tent Stratospire Li, and I switched this one out with my Big Agnes Tiger Wall UL3. Both tents I love, and both have their pros and their cons. There will be a video about that very soon, but for now I have the Top Tent Stratospire Li in there, and that comes together with the strut, so therefore they are in the side pocket of my pack. Otherwise, of course, my usual tent poles are. This is stuff I do not keep inside of the liner because it is in a dry bag, and I would like to be able to grab it very easily, very quickly. And whenever this tent is wet, I will not make the other stuff wet that's inside my pack. With that, I have my tie vac that functions as a ground sheet. I have this little cloth to wipe off condensation in the morning, because I noticed that especially the tarp tent is a lot worse with moist and condensation than the Big Agnes tent is. I have my camp shoes, just some very simple flip-flops that weigh nothing and take up practically no space in my pack. And I have my so-called foot kit in here in a dry bag from Mecx as well. And I have my peace towel in here, some toilet paper, some doggy bags in case I have to pack things out, and my trowel, which is the Bogler trowel. My hand sanitizer is on the outside of the pack, so therefore not in my pool bag. I don't think it's necessary to carry along 2 bottles, because having to do your business in the woods here is very rare anyway, because of the fact that we are not allowed to wild camp. So that's everything that I have in at the top of my backpack. So on top of my liner. My liner is a Nylofume pack liner, so sorry for the noise in advance. I will try to limit it as much as possible. But everything I keep inside my liner, I would like to stay dry. So it's very important, like my quilt and extra clothing and something, because you definitely do not want those things to get wet during the day. So therefore they stay inside the liner. First, here on top I have my food cozy. This helps to keep my food warm while it is rehydrating. I made this one myself as well. Fits nicely to the packs or the size of the normal freeze-dried meals that you are usually having. There's some reflective foil inside. So that is a nice addition to the cook set. Here you have my puffy. It is the Mountain Hardware Ghost Whisperer. And you know what? I'm just going to put it on because it is quite chilly. So that's really nice. I love this jacket. It's really warm and cozy. Up here I have my food bag. It is the one from Mecx as well. Custom printed. I wasn't completely loaded up on food, so there's not much in here, just a few snacks. And in the bottom of my food bag, if I can find it, I carry a little spoon for my hot chocolate in the evening. And I carry my long-handled spoon for my backpacking meals. And I know you can use this one for your hot chocolate as well, but for some reason when I'm having a little cup, this doesn't work. It's just too big for me, and this thing weighs 2 grams or so. So nobody's going to mention that one. So therefore I decided to take 2 spoons. And same food bag for Ravi, custom printed by Mecx as well. Also not fully loaded because we were working on that one when it came up that we were not going. And I always fill up my food bags at the last minute before we go, because to keep things fresh as long as possible, also for Ravi. So therefore they were not fully packed. In here I have my mid layer. It's a nice lightweight fleece one by the brand of Freeluft. I got it at the Globetrotter at Cologne. My cook set. It is the ever new pasta pot, which I keep in its own Tyvek little bag. It comes with my collapsible mug by Sea to Summit, and I think you might be able to tell that this one works way better with a small spoon than with those long-handled ones. I have a lighter in here, which I got in Denmark. And then the pot itself, I really like this one because the handles do not get warm. It can easily pour out the water. In here I have a little sponge to clean it out. Usually I do not need it because I normally only boil water in my pot. I do not cook in there. I was supposed to be trying out a new stove that I have. Yes, I am maybe going back to a gas cooker instead of my alcohol stove. So I got the Soto Amicus with a piezo igniter. So I was about to try that out, but have not been able to use it so far. The reason that I would like to go back to a gas canister instead of a gas stove, instead of my alcohol stove. I still prefer the alcohol stove, without a doubt. But we have some plans for next year where it can be very windy, and there might also be some chances that we are camping at farm, so maybe I can get a fresh egg or something in the morning. And my X-boil doesn't burn very long. It burns just long enough to boil some water, but never long enough to boil an egg or something. And therefore I decided to see if I'm going to like this one again. I mean, I didn't stop using a gas canister for nothing. And in here I have a little microfiber cloth that functions as my towel to dry out my pot and my gas canister. So that's everything that's in my cook set. Next up is my toiletry kit. I do not carry an awful lot in there. I have my very lightweight hairbrush by Chicken Tramper Gear. Absolutely like this thing. You just use it like this and then you can brush your hair. It works absolutely like a treat. Weighs nothing. I have my cork massage ball to roll out my muscles, especially under my feet, to avoid that my PTTD injury will be coming back. I have earplugs. I have the Alpine ones. I'm a very light sleeper, so it's always nice to have these with me. I have some Sea to Summit Wilderness Wash in here. which I can use to do the dishes, wash myself, wash my hair, do laundry if needed. So very versatile. I have a bit of deodorant in there, and yes, I know that is controversial, but hey, I'm living in the Netherlands and people are not really used to stinky hikers and they do not really accept them. So you get some weird smiles, or smiles, not even smiles, some weird looks when you are pairing somewhere with no deodorant. I have my toothbrush, a foldable one. I do not cut short on my toothbrush, I just use a regular size one, but then simply one that collapses. I have a few Wizzy wipes in here, some extra hair ties, toothpaste of course, and some medication that I use every evening. So those are the stuff that are in my toiletry kit. Nice little bag by Hilltop Packs as well. That brings me to the next Hilltop Packs zipper pouch, which includes my electronics. And my electronic bag holds my pump, the Flextail Zero pump. And I've been a little bit creative with the nozzle with a valve on it, because I have a sleeping pad by the brand of Wrap, and the nozzles that come with the pads, they do not fit on that one, but the sleeping pad comes with a blow-up bag. So I cut off the valve of that one and I glued it onto one of the mouths that comes with the tiny pump, or with the Zero pump, and then I was fine. Then it worked well, works a treat, so no problem with that. I have a micro USB cable that is for my headlamp. Unfortunately, that's the only thing that charges with a micro USB, so maybe I'm switching that out next season. This is an adapter for my Garmin watch. I do not carry a long cable for that one because unfortunately they do not come in small cables and you have to carry a full length, and well, that watch doesn't have to be charged every day, so that was a bit unnecessary. So I've got this little adapter. I can clip that onto my USB-C cable that I use to charge my phone, this one, and then my watch will charge as well. And in here I have my 20,000 milliamp hour battery that will keep me through a week-long trip most of the time. Weekends definitely, that's actually what I mean, week-long I have to try out next year, but for weekend trips this absolutely works fine. So that is everything that's in my electronics bag. Next up in my bag is my towel, Hilltop Packs as well. No, I'm not sponsored by Hilltop Packs, I just love their stuff. Then I come to Ravi sleeping bag pad. As you can see, it folds up really nice, but it has an insulated layer inside, so it gives him a little bit of warmth at night as well. He's already watching from behind the camera what we are going to do. So that's Ravi sleeping pad, and underneath then I will lay the Swish bag by Nemo that you just saw that I carry on the outside of my pack. This dry bag by Hilltop Packs is for Ravi. It has a cute little print on there for Mecx and Ravi together in Christmas decoration. In here I carry some socks for Ravi, which he can carry when we are going into the tent, because I still don't know whether he popped my sleeping pad at the beginning of the season or the pad just ripped. But then I can let him wear these little socks. They're non-slip, so they work fine on the pad. I have his Jumpa Pompa in here. That's for when the nights aren't that cold. See that I have it inside out. When the nights are not that cold, he is wearing this one. And when the nights are getting really cold, he has wearing this one by Herta. This includes sleeves for his paws as well. It has reflective material, so it will reflect his body heat back to him. So that way he will stay nice and warm, because Ravi gets cold very quickly during the night. So yeah, I think this, yeah, it is a bit heavier, but it is a good solution up to his neck with the insulating material. So then I hope that the nights will be a little bit more comfortable for him as well. So this is a new item, but fall season is coming up. I still have my hopes on the last backpacking trip of this year, and then we're definitely going to try it as well. So that is what I carry for Ravi to keep him warm throughout the night. Next thing in here, I have my headphones. Those are these bone conducted ones by Shocks. I carry them with their own charging cable, so I will not lose that one. I do not use headphones during the day because although these are bone conducted and you should be able to hear everything around you, I think during the day it is safer to have your total focus out on the trail and people approaching you, animals approaching you, everything like that. So I only use my headphones when I'm at camp. In here I have my Diddy bag. It's in a Gossamer Gear waterproof Tyvek bag. And in here I have my pet straps for my quilt. I have a spare lighter. And I have my repair kit with all kind of patches, tenacious tape patches, Dyneema patches, repair patches for my sleeping pad. So in case anything needs to be fixed, I will be able to do that throughout the day or at night, whenever it's needed. In this bag that I made myself, I've been creative, I know. I've got my extra clothes, so let's see what's in there. Chew! I have my Alpha Direct hoodie. Can you guess? I made it myself. So it is not the most prettiest thing on the planet, but it does the job totally fine. The kangaroo pocket in the front is not that kangaroo size, it's a little bit small, but yeah, those are super nice and warm for in the evening. I have my sleep socks. I have a lightweight beanie. I got this one in Denmark when we were there in June. I have an extra pair of hiking socks. These are by the brand of Danish Endurance. I have a spare t-shirt in here, so I can change out my wet clothes when I arrive at camp, especially my shirt, so to avoid that I am not cooling down. This one is from Decathlon, but it will depend on which one has been currently washed at that moment that I'm taking with me. And this is my base layer, my bottoms, for when the nights are getting really cold. I only carry bottoms and no thermal shirts because I have my puffy, I have my vest, I have my Alpha Direct hoodie, so that will be warm enough in case it's really needed. And I'm a warm sleeper anyway, so I thought it was not really a necessity to also carry a shirt as well. If I know that I'm going on a trip where the nights will be really cold, I can always decide to add this one as well. So this is what I bring along in regards to extra clothing. Oh, and my bottoms are by the brand of Jack Wolfskin, by the way. What's next? My down booties. They are so nice when you're having cold feet in the evening because you have sweaty socks during the day. Those things look ridiculous, but they are so nice and warm and super light. They do not weigh practically anything. So because they are down, they stuff easily, compress easily. Look, they take up no space, so they easily squish in between gear. This is my sleeping pad. It is the Rep Ultrasphere, if I say it correctly. Does it say it? No, but I believe it is the Ultrasphere. Oh yeah, here it is. Ultrasphere 4.5 long wide. It is not a rectangular pad, but it's also not a mummy-shaped pad. It is a little bit of a form in between, but yeah, I really like it. It packs down really small, so that's always nice with a sleeping bag. And there's an R value of 4.5, so it will keep me warm throughout the entire season. And I think I go to the last one, correct? Yeah. So this is everything that I need for clothing. I have it in this compression sack by Sea to Summit. And what do I have in here? I have Ravi's quilt in here. Or quilt, it's just a blanket. It's by Red Paw Packs. So I ordered it from the States. It has Apex insulation in there, so it's a synthetic one, so it's not that big of a problem when Ravi is getting wet. or is wet and I'm covering him up with a blanket, it will still keep him warm. I have my pillow in here, the Flextail pillow. It is a new one. I usually had the Sea to Summit Arrows pillow, but after about 4 years of use, that has seen better days. So I'm trying out this one most of the time because it has those straps on it so that I can easily wrap it around my sleeping pad, because I hate it when I wake up 1,000 times at night in search for my pillow because it slipped off my pad again. So this one goes around your sleeping pad and it will keep it nicely in place. Just a sec. Always nice when you are trying to make your videos in the middle of a village. I have this sheet for over my sleeping pad by Zambivvi. I do not have the Zambivvi sleep system. Would love to have it, but simply can't afford it. But I think that I might going to figure out this winter if I can make loops to my quilt by myself. So I can attach this one, my quilt, to this one. So you're getting the effect that the Zambivvi bed does. So I put my pillow in here if I want to, in case it still does not stay in place with the strap. So I might be fiddling around a little bit with this one during the next winter. And the last item is my quilt. My quilt is by UGQ. It's the Bandit. 20 degrees if I say it correctly. Nicely pink on the inside. Couldn't be more pink, I think. And a purple tartan print on the outside. So, whole pack explosion here. So yeah, that's everything that I carry along when I go out backpacking with Ravi. I can use this for wild camping. I can use this for camping on just campsites. And I think it will also last me if I would like to go out longer. Then I only have to increase the amount of food. I also carry a fanny pack, like I mentioned. That will include my water. It will include my wallet. It will include my phone. It will include Ravi's passport. And it will include my e-reader. That's the luxury item that I bring because I spend my evenings at camp alone. So something to read is nice because I do not want to charge my phone 3 times a night because the battery of my phone has seen better days. So therefore I decided to do some reading. And yeah, snacks of the day I also carry in there. So that's everything that I bring along. If you would like to know anything, feel free to ask and I would be happy to help you out. And if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel and notify the alarm bell. And then as always, enjoy the outdoors. We'll catch you on the next trail. Goodbye.